Hello everyone. So, Today I want to talk about how we are all suffering and that it really shows too much in today's world. Listen, most of us grew up under a glass dome when our parents did not tell us how the real world works with the idea of protecting our childhood naivety. Do you remember how we used to be told from our parents, it's okay, don't rush into the adulthood. Play with other kids. Enjoy life while you still can. Do you remember those moments? Or when you try to ask your mother or father, Mama, Papa, tell me why did that man behave like that? Or what has happened? Why are you so sad? Why are you so excited? How many times did they told you, it's nothing. Don't fret about it. Don't worry about it. Go and do something else, play. Blah, 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 blah. When you ask them some sort of philosophical questions and they evaded the answer, or if they answered, they gave you a false answer, not to overburden you. I think that is wrong. And I think that is unfortunately wrong because while the truth hurts, it makes you free. What I really think that what should have happened is that the parent tells its child the truth, but in the appropriate manner for that child's age. I will say that I'm the example of a naive child who recently got introduced to the real world, Jaws, like Jaws. And I'm 27 and I'm about to turn 28 soon. The amount of stress that I have went through, the amount of sleepless nights, the amount of I don't know how to say it, coldness, emptiness, and whatever is astounding. It is really just a great deal that in my life I haven't broke any bone, that I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't go and party until I'm late. Uh, don't get me wrong, I tried some drugs and they're great, and I plan also to do them occasionally. I drink sometimes, I drink beer from time to time, but when I say that I don't do them, I mean I'm not addicted to them, I don't think about them, I am just, I'm using them as some sort of medicine, if that can be said like that. I'm really conscious. I'm really conscious and I don't have problem with those substances. In fact, they're my allies. That sounds weird, but that's true. So now I'm 27, nearing 28, and I'm just now starting to see how the state of the world is, how people behave, especially when money is involved. So I will say that especially we, the city dwellers, are now, I say, retarded in our development, and I stand on that point. When I say retarded, I mean the literal meaning of that word. Retarded as in slowed down significantly. We really need to understand that fairyland leads to madness. This is something that I heard from Chris Gabriel. He has a channel named Meme Analysis, and I know it may be sound weird to you, meme analysis, this is something that is funky, something that is funny. In a way it is. But Chris Gabriel is great occultist, mystic, and great understander of symbolism. The dude shreds in a way how he can analyze the world. It is awesome. Awesome. And he has a concept of fairyland, especially when mentioning internet. Internet is like some sort of enchanted forest. And just try to remember, you were little, let's say our generation, born in 98. So in about 2005, 2006, you got, your first PC, as I did. You got your first access to the internet. And your parents, they worked, they had jobs, they had short nerves, they had bad temper, they expressed themselves in short sentences. Their behavior was in a way that it belittles you. Most of our parents are like that. And they did not care to check upon what are you actually watching on the internet. I will tell a short story. When I got my first PC, it was Pentium 3 in 2006. 2006 or 7. We also got the internet very fast. And what my father actually did was that he showed me some things that should not be shown to a little child. I was 7 years old then, or 8, and he sat with me and told me, come on, type in Severina the singer porn. I mean, what can you say about that? You can only guess what I'm addicted to. I was unfortunately not addicted in 2006. I started in 2010, but the seed was sown. And immediately after that, I think the same day or the next day, he told me that we should watch a video of Russian doctors doing autopsy on bodies with kitchen knives, big ones, like this box for two, but big knives, those big ones that are used for something between cutting vegetables and meat. Great knives, big knives, Soviet Union ones. And they, stabbed like this in the bodies, and they ripped and teared. My father showed me that, yes. Fortunately, I never watched bullshit like that. But, it traumatizes, man. So, yeah, Chris Gabriel says that internet is like an enchanted forest in a digital world. And that it has its spider mother, digital spider mother, which has web, its World Wide Web. And that naive and young person enters that web, and when it steps on that web, it vibrates, and the mother senses that, and she comes and then grabs you and slowly starts to pull you towards the center. And of course, the center is the worst because she eats you there. The center is perhaps all those internet online people who hurt themselves and in the end killed themselves, the victims of internet fame. I guess you are all familiar with them. One of those victims who hurts himself is, for example, FouseyTube. He's a bald guy that is absolute degenerate and retarded. I feel sorry for him, but he's degenerate. That's the fact. So it was really, really, really traumatizing. Internet is enchanted forest. It has the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but it will never, and I repeat, never overcome real world, which is the real enchanted forest. I mean, it perhaps should have another name, but real life is the playground upon which we should live our lives. Internet should be just helping tool, but we really engrossed ourselves into these screens. We really don't have control over what we consume. I've been really trying to lower the amount of short form content that I'm consuming, and whenever I manage to lower that amount, even by, let's say, some, I don't like using numbers, but let's say 15%, 20%, the difference is great. I immediately feel in my head that there is now empty room for something else to come in, something more creative, some sort of positive, restless energy to do something else. The boredom. It's really interesting. Um, Internet is dangerous. It is really dangerous, and we all should have some sort of training, understanding, guidance how to use it. And our parents, unfortunately, did not provide that, either from being too tired, from being stupid, unfortunately, from being uninterested, from maybe wanting but never managing to properly do it. Of course, I know some parents did, and that's great. Child is a young being that needs guidance, a lot of guidance. And I think our generation really did not have that, and that we suffer a lot. We have eye bags, we have many problems, really many problems, and we are entering life at our 30s, nearing 30s and later, which is not normal, man. It's not normal. It's not normal at all. It really hurts and bends your being, so that when real world strikes, you are left depressed, with high blood pressure and questioning your identity and purpose. That is the consequence of living in fairyland, of being naive, of being living under a glass dome. That's the great consequence, about which no one talks about. I will say, and this is the theme for another video, we live in demonic world, full of treachery and fire and blood. The sooner you realize that, the better. Everything is under some nice veil of elegance, there are ads, there are video games, there are women, there are internet celebrities, movie celebrities, blah blah, and they all compensate, they all feed your desire for living a fulfilling life. They're your surrogate parents, surrogate friends, and so on and so on. And this world may seem bearable, but when you remove entertainment and start thinking, you see what really happens, what is really happening when that boredom hits you. And of course, after many times that you fell down, after many times that people betrayed you, after many times that people as demons showed their faces, and then you realized, I need to do something else, I need to change things, I need to be careful who I'm talking to and what I'm saying to anyone. I need to be careful about telling my plans to other people. I would say that not all people are people. I think there are other beings walking among us, but that may sound crazy as I'm talking like this, but that's a theme for another video, and I will leave it at that. So I would say that becoming savvy and pragmatic is actually a great way to never fool yourself again so much as young people can and do still. because having our own stance, our own terms, and doing our own fulfilling actions is the must go to. We really need to do something that fulfills our lives. Corporate world is should be eradicated. It should not exist anymore. The people are like golems from Lord of the Rings. They're slaves. They're living lives in a way that is abominable. And I've seen it since I was a little child. But I was great in, coloring my own eyes, how to say it, lying to myself that I was hoping it will be great, it will be good, it will be good. It's not that serious. But deep down I always knew that it was serious. So be careful what are you saying to other people, even your friends. Perhaps they're not your friends. I discovered that in my life. Only tell some things that are surface level, and the people who are actually deserving your attention will actually ask you in private, hey, can you tell me more about that job you talked about? And they will really be interested. And if they're really interested and then they earn your attention, you actually tell them what are you actually doing, what are your plans. But slowly, people need to deserve attention, because I think most of them are demonic possessed or damaged beyond current comprehension. It is really disgusting. Be careful, stay safe, and see you in another video. And see you on my Instagram profile, Raw Signal Forever, where you can inform yourself about many interesting things. I post about many things. It is interesting text, interesting reading. So if you're interested, go there and enjoy. Take care. Be safe. And remember, always be vigilant about what you say to other people. See ya.